Alright, what's up everybody? It's Firetrain92, Mike Breeze92, whatever you want to call me. It's another episode of Mike's Soapbox. Today I'm going to be talking about learning how to get better mentally. It's been a while. I know it's been a while since the last one, and this topic is kind of near and dear to my heart because as a competitive Tekken player, competitive fighting game player, I've seen different attitudes, different, just a lot of different people, especially the newcomers and the noobs and stuff like that, that really just try to play the game, learn how to play the game, try to get better, but at the same time they just can't. And it's a lot of poisonous mental blocks that prevent them from really doing well. And I'm not the best player. I haven't been playing competitively long, but I feel like I've kind of gotten to a point that besides some certain key aspects of me personally that prevents me from getting to a higher level, I kind of got a good handle on, I have a good handle on how to really just mentally prepare yourself and to be better as a player. And I want to just kind of attack those few poisonous mindsets that people may have when they like trying to learn a fighting game or any competitive game at that. And this is some of it comes from a player called Day9. I think he's a StarCraft player, I believe. It's been a while since I've seen his videos or whatever. But it was a really good inspiration for me, and it really helped me on the up and coming when I was, just really just trying to learn how to play fighting games in general and just trying to learn, a few things. So these are some examples of some of the poisonous mindsets I actually have a card here. So I'm not all just like rambling like I was in the last video, and I'm going to kind of split the video up depending on what I'm talking about. So some poisonous mindsets are everyone should play at my level. That's one. Another one is a defeatist attitude. Focusing on what you don't like in the game or the system. And finally, complaining when using the tools wrong. Now I like all these pretty much. So I'm about to go ahead and go into detail about each and every one of these poisonous mindsets. Alright, so the first one I'm going to talk about is that everyone should play at my level. This mindset is a really bad one because what it does, especially for those older players, it tends to, especially for older players and newer players, but it tends to really be a poisonous mindset because it doesn't allow you to kind of see from another's point of view. It's kind of blocking other people's ideas out, and it's not really just a good mindset to have, especially like if you're playing online a lot as well. So I mainly account this on different forums and stuff like that. You have people that go like, and why are people doing this move so much? Why is he SRKing gonna wake up? Why is he doing this, doing that, doing that? It's so scrubby, it's so newbie. Why is he doing this? And that's a really poisonous mindset to have, because what it does is it limits yourself as a player because you're not thinking outside of the box. And I can understand why you probably shouldn't really think outside of the box if you're learning the game, but when people tend to lose that instinct to just like play on instinct, they lose that ability to play on instinct when they kind of pigeonhole themselves into learning just like how to actually play the game instead of just playing it, however we want to play. Me personally, when I play fighting games, I tend to play a more instinctual, proactive style. Like I like saying like Virtual Fighter, I tend to do Jackie's backflips because like it does like a shitload of damage pretty fast. Not really caring if I get punched or not. I mean, I care if I lose, but at the same time, it's just like, oh, I know I can do a flip right here. I'm gonna go ahead and do that shit. Or I don't play a lot of Street Fighter. I used to try to dabble in Third Strike, but I would assume that if I played that game, I would have threw out a few wake up SRKs just for the hell of it. Just to check my opponent, make sure he's not playing at that strict level, and that's pretty much what it is. It's like you kind of restrict yourself from playing a certain way, and you also kind of just pigeonhole yourself, like I said earlier, and you kind of just like for people, the other people that's trying to learn the game or whatever, and they're still making these same mistakes, these wake up SRKs, just because that's all they can figure out how to do. You know, they're not doing it out of instinct. They're just kind of just doing it because they don't know any better, pretty much. Or they're just doing it because, or they may play the game just to have fun, and they're not trying to really learn as much as you are. You know, and it's off-putting to a lot of newer players because, like, man, I'm just trying to play the game. That's how they think. I just want to play the game. I want to play it any way I want to play. But if you're just kind of pigeonholing yourself, like, no, you're not supposed to do that right there. No, why are people doing this? Why are people hot picking? Why are people SRKing? Why are people just ultra wake up? Why are people doing this? Just chill. Just let them play how they want to play. You see this a lot online, really, though. Mainly, say if I play ranked on a game or whatever, and they lose to it. I think that's what I think that pride kind of gets in the way when they lose to stuff like that. Me personally, I don't even get upset if I lose to that. Because I feel like it was more, okay, I should have expected that. I kind of pigeonholed myself into thinking that this person is going to play the way I want them to play. No, nobody's going to play the way you want them to play. They're going to do some crazy shit sometimes. Look at for you Tekken players, look at Just Frame James, or if you Street Fighter players. Oh no, I'm just going to go with the Street Fighter metaphor better because it just fits the whole entire thing. Daigo tends to like do these like off the wall shoryukens like for no apparent reason, but they end up working, and people and some people are just like, what? Why would you even do that? It seems scrubby. Well, it's not to him because it's very instinctual. It's a very instinctual play style that Daigo tends to have. So he'll do stuff like that to check you to make sure you're just like just taking him just like he's not pigeonholing himself to a certain play style. What he's doing is making sure the opponent realizes that, and then he can probably just get all solid on you all of a sudden and then just whip your ass. That's how I always seen how Daigo play. That's how I always imagine his mindset is. I haven't read his book. I probably should. But for Tekken players, it's because this is mainly what's going out to. Just Frame James is a play a lot like that, that instinctual, random kind of style. And people consider it scrubby or random, but it's how he plays. And there's not a certain way to play a fighting game. It's a certain way in the sense that you want to. It's a certain way you want to play if you want to get better and get solid. But you don't unless you want to get better and get solid. Like unlike a lot of online people, there's no point in there's no certain way to play. There's a certain way to play if you want to do certain things. But in general, there's no certain way to play. So stop thinking that. Stop pigeonholing yourself as well into thinking that everybody should play the same way I play. Next, I would like to talk about defeatist attitudes. Now, this is an obvious topic. It seems obvious, but a lot of people won't realize it. When you play a game or when you do anything in life, pretty much, you shouldn't go in with a defeatist attitude. Of course, that's obvious. But it happens so much regardless, no matter how many times you tell people stuff, that they shouldn't just be playing or they shouldn't be doing anything with a defeatist attitude. They do it anyway. It's not much to say really about this. It's kind of obvious, but at the same time, you know, they can creep up on you a lot, especially when you're learning and you're losing a lot. I've done it too. Had defeats attitudes like I used to play a certain player and I couldn't take the losing anymore. I was like, man, I'm never gonna get better. You know, I still have my little bouts with that, but eventually, if I just kind of take a break, or if I kind of just, you know, tend to just kind of look at myself and look how I play. And sometimes you really have bad days, you know. So don't always consider yourself terrible because you have like one bad day or a few bad days. It just depends on how you feel. If you're kind of feeling like, you know, if you're trying to play or you're trying to do something, you're not really feeling really into it, that's probably not the best time to play. And if you end up losing and you end up losing really badly or whatever, it can affect your mentality. And you can start developing those defeatist mindsets. So just try to just play when you feel good. I mean, unless you're just practicing and you're just trying to just get general practice, or you have a good handle on your emotions in the sense that, you know, you're not feeling good that day. So if you lose, whatever, you know, it's one of those whatever days. That's how you should pretty much take me. You just like if you want to play and practice and get better on those days where you just don't really feel that good when you play or do anything really, let's kind of take it as like a whatever day. I mean, it's like, all right, whatever, man, I'm losing today. I'm just gonna take what I did the day wrong and just kind of absorb it or whatever, you know, and just continue to just play. Don't put yourself in that whole mentality where, man, I'm never gonna get better, man, or blah, blah, blah. To be honest, and to be frank, some people aren't gonna get that good, but try to just have fun with the game. I mean, you're playing to win, but at the same time, you might not get to that level. Sometimes you gotta realize that I may not be able to get to that level, but I'm gonna enjoy trying to or attempting to get to that level anyways. And that's what gets you a lot better. Even though you may realize that I may not be the best at this game, I may not ever be the best at this game, and you shouldn't just be trying to aim for that. You should just trying to just I want to get better instead of just I want to be the best. I think that the mentality that I want to get better and better and better and better to push my limits is a lot better mindset that I want to be the best. Because the falls you take when you try to be the best are a lot harder to take instead of I'm trying to get better, I believe. And the falls lead to those defeats attitudes, which just is not a good thing. Okay, I wish I hadn't spent so much time on the defeatist one because this was a big one right here. A lot of people, I think this limits a lot of people. It's a very dangerous poison mindset. Is the fact that they'll complain about a game and can continue to complain about it. And if you know me, if I post it somewhere where I tend to just kind of like get tired of people complaining about the game, it's a very poisoned mindset because it doesn't allow you to get better. You're so focused on that aspect of the game or the system or whatever, and it allows you not to be able to really just get better. It's a poisonous mindset, like literally. It's probably one of the most poisonous ones. Like you focus on one key aspect of the game that you don't like so much that it kind of just like all your blame is shifted on it. Everything you just don't like about the game is shifted on that aspect. You're focusing on it, and it just really just limits your play. And it just and the more you complain about it, the more you're just like, oh, the more it just pretty much ruins your whole play. Now, for one thing, if the game bothers you that much, if that one aspect bothers you that much, stop playing the game. Honestly, you're better off not stressing yourself out just because you don't like a single part game. If it's that unbearable that you have to complain about it that much, stop playing the game, because you're not going to get better with the attitude, and you're not going to enjoy yourself with attitude, and you're just going to just kind of just basically just being a masochist. I'm gonna stop with it. What's the word for that? I can't think. I forgot to pronounce that word. But yeah, you're basically just doing it for the pain of pleasure or whatever, you know. But if it's something you don't like about a game, and there's always something you won't like about a game, to be honest, you know. But at the same time, to get better, you kind of have to push that dislike to the side, because like if there's something you don't like about the game, you have to kind of pretend that the game is perfect to get better. You kind of just have to just like, all right, I don't like that aspect of the game, but it's there. I have to take it's there. It may get patched out. It may just get removed one day, but I shouldn't be worried about that. I should just be worried about playing the game as it is right now. It's perfect. It's fine. Let's just keep playing. Let's try to get better. That's the only mindset you should have when you try to learn how to play a fighting game or any type of game any competitive game. Is that I don't like this about the game. Whatever. The game is perfect. You gotta kind of fool yourself into thinking that the game is perfect and that there's nothing wrong with the game. Because if you focus on the other stuff, you're just screwing yourself over. Okay, the last thing we want to talk about is complaining when using tools wrong. Now, this is a really short one. When we actually turns like a long subject, but a lot of people tend to complain about online and practice mode and this and that and that. And a lot of people use the tools wrong. I feel like with online, the tool is to gain matchup experience against certain characters and players. If the online of the game is not that good, you really can't count on it that much to be able to do that. But for ranked matching, I think it's more to learn adaptational skills. To learn, instead of just playing sets or whatever, sets kind of just help your general gameplay, I feel like. Whereas ranked just kind of helps your adaptational skills. The more you can win in that one match or whatever. I mean, of course, people are going to just go ham or whatever, just do whatever just to win the match. But I feel like if you can kind of defend against stuff like that and actually just pretty much just kind of adapt to it and be able to win constantly and consistently, then that's how you get you a lot better at kind of seeing that bull crap and that bullshit like that. That tends to beat a lot of people in ranking to make them all frustrated and lead to the first thing I said. You know, everyone should play on my level. They shouldn't just go on this out early. So you should, instead of just complaining about how ranked is, use it as a tool. Use a tool as a way to adapt and to learn how to deal with all that, you know, the scrubbiness, pretty much. You know, player matches should mainly be used to just learn how to generally play the game. The best thing I think you should do is probably go to practice mode, then play a few sets or whatever. Practice mode, you should just be learning how to play the game, learning some new combos, learning some new techniques, learning some new things. Look up online, stuff you saw online or whatever. Instead of complaining about, you know, I don't know if any people are complaining about practice mode. Practice mode is crap, but they don't use online properly. They just kind of just say it's online, lag, Well, I mean, if the tool is there, use it. Don't complain about the tool if you're not going to use it correctly in the first place. You know what I mean? So use the player matches and stuff like that, so you can maybe have sets, run sets against people you know, probably get a little more character experience as well if you go online and look up some people to play. So, I think that's about it for the video. It was a lot shorter than the original version. I did the original version like 2 months ago, so and I was kind of rambling and whatever with my topics and stuff like that, so I decided to kind of like to separate my topics. I may do that from now on. But that's about it, guys. This was Mike Soapbox episode 2. Hope you guys enjoyed it. Hope you guys learned something, and I'll see you guys later. Peace.